A relentless storm will dump heavy rainfall and flash flooding across the southern United States. Meanwhile, we do have a building heat wave across the western United States from the Pacific Northwest down through California and Nevada. And we're talking about the tropics ramping up in the Atlantic Ocean and a system starting to develop in the eastern Pacific Ocean as well. Welcome back, everybody. Good Sunday morning out there. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Welcome back here to Weather on the Go. If you guys have not subscribed down below, definitely hit that subscribe button. We have detailed weather breakdowns every single morning for you guys here on the Weather on the Go Weather Channel. Thank you guys so much for joining here this morning. We are looking here at some green areas across portions of southern Arizona, southern New Mexico, West Texas, and even across portions here of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, getting back here into Wichita Falls, over towards Texarkana and the Shreveport area there into northwestern Louisiana. Those are flood watches, and we definitely have some very heavy rainfall and flash flooding on the way across these areas here the next few days. Let's kind of dive into this. The Weather Prediction Center has actually upgraded to a moderate risk for excessive rainfall, and widespread flash flooding is possible across the Red River there into southern Oklahoma, into northeast Texas, far northwestern Louisiana, and far southwestern Arkansas as we head here into the afternoon today. Even an elongated area of a slight risk here for flash flooding from the Lubbock area up toward Amarillo, Texas, getting over there towards portions of the Alexandria, Louisiana area, southern Arkansas, into southwestern Mississippi as we head into later today as well. So looking at this here with the reflectivity of what the radar could look like as we head here through the day today, this is your morning hours. We got some showers and storms starting to develop across the panhandle here of Texas into west central Oklahoma during the morning hours here today. As we get into the mid-afternoon, the 2, 3, 4 o'clock time frame, we'll start to see more numerous showers and storms developing right along the Red River here into North Texas, Northeast Texas, and southern Oklahoma, training over the same areas here. We have that parallel kind of flow across the atmosphere, and that's what we're going to see with repeated rounds of some very heavy rainfall and thunderstorm activity through the afternoon here. That will continue even into the evening hours after the dinner time frame, after 6, 7 o'clock this evening, and then even as we head to the overnight hours, as everybody's getting ready for the work week out there for your Monday morning. Yeah, we're going to be talking about lots of heavy rainfall and even some stronger storms with some frequent lightning, maybe some pea-sized hail, and again some potential widespread flash flooding as we head into the overnight hours from the Wichita Falls area, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, over towards Texarkana. You guys want to be on high alert for the potential for substantial rainfall as we head here through the next 24 to 36 hours. And the reason for this is, look at the dew points, guys. This is the lower level environment here, looking at the moisture in the in the atmosphere. Middle 70 dew points are widespread across much of eastern and northeastern Texas here. Even some lower 70 dew points getting up just north of the Red River there into southern Oklahoma. Plenty of fuel for the very heavy rainfall. Again, a lot of efficient rainfall producing storms are likely as we head here through the overnight hours here. And again, looking at the Weather Prediction Center's forecast, widespread rainfall here in the purples into northern and northeast Texas, into far southern Oklahoma along the Red River there. Widespread 2 to 4 inches. Some areas could see up to 5 inches of rainfall potentially here in the next 24 hours across this area, so definitely watch that. And again, we have that flow here coming from west to east, moving across those same areas parallel here. Again, that does provide the threat for repeated rounds of some heavy rainfall even as we head into tomorrow, your Monday time frame as well. And that is why the Weather Prediction Center has gone ahead and hoisted a slight risk of excessive rainfall with some scattered flash flooding from east central Texas, again including the Dallas-Fort Worth area, getting into Texarkana, Tyler, Texas, getting back toward the Austin area, portions there of the Shreveport, Alexandria, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi. All these areas could be in line for the threat for some flash flooding even as we head into your Monday here to start the work week. So timing this out as we head into Monday morning, again, that widespread swath of some heavy rainfall and thunderstorm activity will be moving across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, Wichita Falls, Tyler, Texas. These areas will definitely be seeing some repetitive rounds of heavy rain for your Monday morning commute out there. As we move into Monday afternoon, again, those same areas will be seeing some heavy rainfall again and again and again as we head into Monday afternoon. And again, we'll start to slowly meander this rainfall and thunderstorm activity towards southeast Texas, far eastern Texas, and northern Louisiana here ever so slightly as we head into Monday evening. Again, looking at Monday time frame, many of these same areas and maybe just a little farther to the east, we'll start to see some heavy rainfall. Shreveport, back toward Tyler, Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, Texarkana. A lot of these areas will be in line for an additional 2 to 5, maybe 6 inches of rain as we head here into the next 48 hours here, from Monday all the way through the Tuesday and maybe even the early Wednesday morning hours here as well. And again, as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, again, another slight risk for excessive rainfall across those very same areas into east central Texas, northern Louisiana, southern portions of Arkansas, and far western portions there of Mississippi as well. And again, that just continues across those very same areas, maybe just a little slightly farther down toward the Gulf Coast there, but much of Louisiana, Mississippi, getting down into the coastal Texas there from Houston down toward Corpus Christi, Tyler, Texas, back towards portions there of San Antonio. A lot of areas there are going to be under the threat for some, flash flooding as we head into the midweek time frame for your Wednesday into Thursday time frame this week as well. Finally, though, as we get toward late week into your Thursday, Friday time frame, we'll start to reintroduce a little bit more of that northwesterly flow in the middle and upper levels of the atmosphere. This is the 250 millibar winds. Finally starting to see more of that northwesterly flow become reestablished. And this is important because that will actually start to push all of this moisture back towards portions of the northern Gulf and right along the Gulf Coast, getting rid of that rainfall across much of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and to some degree here Louisiana as we get toward that Thursday time frame. It will be a wet go of it across the southeast here into Florida, though, as we head towards late week into early weekend here. So we'll continue to watch that as we move a little bit closer. But again, looking at this over the next several days, the next 6 to 7 days out there, guys, widespread rainfall amounts here in the red colors of around 2 to 4 inches. In the oranges here, in the brighter oranges, we're going to be talking about rainfall amounts of 4 to maybe 7, 8, 9 inches of rain across portions here of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially eastward toward Tyler, Texas, Shreveport, getting into getting into portions of the Alexandria, Louisiana area, portions here of the Jackson, Mississippi area, and eventually even over toward Florida and along the East Coast here from the Carolinas and coastal Georgia could be getting in on some heavy rainfall, especially as we get toward late week into the early portion of the weekend coming up here, with some widespread rainfall amounts there over the next 7 days, actually averaging around 4 to 5 inches. So some very heavy rainfall is on the way across much of the deep south and the southeast over the next several days. You do notice across portions of the Pacific Northwest into California, Nevada, very dry. That's because we have a ridge being established and remaining established across those areas. And we can see that here as we move into your daytime today. We have that ridge becoming more established across the western United States, bringing that heat as we head into this afternoon. That will continue to kind of remain intact as we head here into your Monday time frame as well. Looking at your temperatures out there, widespread 90s to 100s all the way from the Pacific Northwest southward towards the California and Nevada. Even some heat building across portions of eastern Montana, the western Dakotas, down towards Nebraska as well. Again, refreshing temperatures are expected across the Great Lakes. Get outside, walk the dog, just enjoy the nice, calm weather out there with the high pressure sitting across portions there of the western Great Lakes, while that upper level low will start to continue to move off towards portions of New England as we head into this afternoon. Even as we head here into your Monday time frame, widespread heat will become established across the northern plains and the Pacific Northwest, and to some degree portions there of California as well, as we head to start the work week here into your Monday morning. Looking at this, guys, this is your fall weather outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, their monthly temperature outlook. This is September preview, guys, for September 2022. They do forecast above normal temperatures across much of the four corners here in the desert Southwest, getting in towards the portions of the plains, the western plains, especially across Nebraska, Kansas, getting up toward the Dakotas there. Equal chances of above or below normal temperatures across much of the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and Deep South. Slightly above normal temperatures across portions of interior New England, getting down toward Florida as well during the month of September. Also, they did release their monthly precipitation outlook. The Climate Prediction Center does forecast for September of 2022 below normal precipitation across much of the upper Midwest, the northern plains, getting back through portions of the Rockies and towards California as well. That monsoon season will continue a little bit more here as we get towards portions of southern Arizona and parts of New Mexico as we get into September as well, with slightly above normal precipitation favor there. A little bit higher chances of precipitation across the deep south here, right along the Gulf Coast for portions of coastal Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and into Georgia there and North Florida as we move through September. That could be here the start of the tropical season here, getting closer toward the U.S., so we'll continue to watch that into September. But averaging the next 3 months out for meteorological fall for September, October, and November of 2022, we actually do, see a lot of warmer anomalies showing up here. The Climate Prediction Center is forecasting actually a warmer than normal fall across much of the United States, across much of the west, much of the south, and also much of the east here as well. Equal chances of above or below normal temperatures across portions of North Dakota, parts of Minnesota, Montana, and the Pacific Northwest here to some degree. But I do think largely most of the U.S. during September, October, and November will be much above normal with temperatures as we go through the next few months, kind of averaging this out. Also averaging out the precipitation over the next 3 months here, getting through September, October, November for meteorological fall. Below normal precipitation is favored across the Ohio Valley, parts of the middle Mississippi Valley, back toward the Four Corners region, even including Texas. Now, this doesn't mean we're not going to see some heavier rainfall events here between these 3 months. It's just averaging these 3 months out to become a little bit more drier than normal here across these areas. The Pacific Northwest may get a little more active, I think, into October and November, so that means we'll see some above normal precipitation there when you average that out. And across Florida, above normal precipitation, that could be because of the tropical weather as we get through September, October, and into November as well. So we definitely will be continuing to watch that. Turning your attention to the tropics, we're seeing a system potentially developing in the next 2 to 5 days across the Eastern Pacific Basin, again, over the open waters. We know the Eastern Pacific Basin has been very active this year. This has about a 10 to 20% chance of development, again, over the open waters, pressing its way to the west as we move through the next few days. You can see that on the satellite imagery here, some, very small compact system. This will start to develop a little more and slowly here develop and move westward here. But again, it doesn't have a lot of room to grow because it's going to be moving into some cooler waters and also more wind shear. So I don't expect this to become anything more than it really is now. So we'll continue to watch that. Does become a little more active in the Atlantic here, where this National Hurricane Center is watching an area of about a 20% chance of interest of a tropical system developing here off the western coast there of Africa, moving west-northwestward here. Again, still well east of the Lesser Antilles, but over the open here waters of the southern Atlantic basin. So we'll continue to watch that over the next 2 to 5 to even 7 day time frame as well. You can see that wave here coming off of Western Africa now. That will continue to press its way to the west-northwest. And again, a tropical system is possible. We got some warmer waters here as well. And you can see that here using the European forecast model here. A very small system, but it's going to be moving to the west here with some of that moisture. And again, as we kind of move into early this coming week here, into that Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday time frame, it really doesn't develop too much. And when it does develop, we may see a tropical depression or kind of an open wave of storm. So we'll continue to watch this. Nothing that is really imminent to even the Lesser Antilles or anywhere near the U.S. So definitely we have several days to watch this here and see what happens. But again, we aren't forecasting too much at this time. Looking at this, there is some wind shear potentially in the way ahead of this system that could kind of, rip apart this system a little bit as we head through the next couple of days. But as we move into early next week, there are a little bit more signs there of some favorable, lesser wind shear environment for this to develop in. So again, a lot of the stronger wind shear will be across the north central Atlantic and across the far southern Atlantic. So right in between there, we'll continue to watch that as we head here through this upcoming week, and we'll definitely be able to kind of give you more updates as we get a little bit closer. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely appreciate you guys watching and tuning in this morning. Remember to like the video, give me a thumbs up down below, leave any comments, questions, and concerns down below as well. I'll also be able to get to those, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. We are just a little over 400 subscribers away. So guys, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do, and I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next video.